So they're saying that Kanye West is working on a new album, and they say he's back to the old Kanye. Now, we got a leak last week of the Jesus is King 2 album with him and Dr. Dre. And a couple days ago, we got a leak of a documentary that Kanye was shooting around like 2018 to 2020-ish or something like that. And where he said many things in regards to, he called Cardi B an agent. No, I'm sorry, not an agent, excuse me, an industry plant, and she didn't know it. And he also criticized, he was talking about getting out of good music. And he also criticized the fact that Nas was rhyming off beat on Cop Shot the Kid. They shot the video without him knowing. And he gave Pusha T Daytona. One of the interesting things that I saw from the documentary, from what I saw, they were showing him making all these beats and showing him in the lab during that time period of, what was that, June of 2018, where he had just checked out of the facility, but went straight to work in making the Tiana Taylor album, making Daytona, making the Kids See Ghost album, and also making Nasir along with Ye. Very interesting time period when it comes to the work ethic that he put in. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where to really go from this, but what do you think about what he had to say about Daytona? I guess we can start there.
You gave him Daytona. Is that how that went?
Huh?
Is it really?
Oh,
is
yeah.
that how it went? Do you believe that's how it went?
What, that he gave Pusha T Daytona?
Yes, he said he gave him Daytona.
Pusha T did his thing on Daytona. Daytona's got a hella quotables. The song structure and everything of Daytona is next level. I personally believe Daytona is the album that probably inspired him to go on that run that summer, or at least that month, in releasing those efforts.
You hear how he talking though, right? I gave him Daytona.
I think
you don't find that to be a little bit problematic?
I think that the way
I've never heard a producer say that they gave an artist a classic album until Kanye just did it. I was today years old.
I think that he feels that he's the genius in the room and he's giving people pieces of his genius.
And here's how I feel about that. You ain't made nothing genius in about 13 damn years.
And he's going to have to prove you wrong in that facet because, like you said, if we're looking at it from the outside looking in and we look at the evidence, the last great Kanye West album on the level that we know he can make it is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And the other problem with that notion as well is the fact that a lot of those records are collaborative heavy. The last album that he made that people feel like is on a classic level where he was solo with it, I would say, a general consensus, right? We could say either 808s and Heartbreaks or Graduation. I feel like based on what I saw in this documentary.
You mean when we were in our 20s?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I think what I see based on this documentary is obviously something is really coming because I don't think that people of this stature and status get things leaked without them wanting them to be leaked. That's number one.
Not according to Kanye. According to Kanye, people sabotage him all the time at the drop of a dime, so that's not true.
I guess so. But they could. Why now?
Because he's fading.
Do you think he has it in him to make another?
No, because he's fading, and his ego, Mike, his ego won't allow him to deal with the fact that he's fading. Not public eye or persona or icon nature, but literally, musically, fading.
Hit the like button, everybody, man. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about Donda like that. You want to know why? Because it wasn't like that. Nobody talking about the life of Pablo like that. Want to know why? It's not like that.
I love the life of Pablo. I want to be clear.
Ye album, You never play anything off of it or quote anything from it. There's not one greatest hit song on there.
On Pablo?
Yeah, that Ye album is the worst of all of those 5 albums.
I think the Ye album is his worst album, period, in my opinion. I think
No,
most people would say that.
I remember the train wreck that is Yeezus.
People love Yeezus though.
I don't care. I don't care what people
but
love.
See, this is the thing.
People love cocaine and Coca-Cola once upon a time. That don't make the shit okay.
But nobody talks about the greatness of the Ye album. Like, of all of his efforts, the one effort that doesn't have like that fanfare around it is Ye. You'll find some people who love The Life of Pablo. You'll find some people that love Donda. You'll find some people that love Yeezus. You'll find some people that love 808s and Heartbreaks. But Ye doesn't have that level. And even though he has yites on there, he has his moments. Where do you think, this is where I think Kanye excels, right? Because is he the most talented bar for bar MC? No. Does he have the voice like that? No. But what he does have is the one thing that we just criticized Wayne for. He has the ability to talk about what is going on in his ever so interesting life. And he's super transparent. And I think that if this guy comes with an album that could encapsulate, let's just say 2018 to now, and it's sonically appeasing, which we know he can do as well, I think he can get the interest of people and listeners just based on the stories alone.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Where would you rank Donda in his catalog?
Okay. Let's go down his catalog. In my personal opinion, yeah, I would say Donda's towards the bottom, but this is where I'm going to go. I'm going to go The College Dropout. I'm going to go My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Late Registration, Graduation. Those are the 4 to me. After that, be objective here. I'll say 808s and Heartbreaks, Life of Pablo. Then I'm going to slide Donda there at number 7. I'm not a big Yeezus fan. I know the Kanye fans are going to kill me for that, but I'm not a big Yeezus fan. Then I'm probably going to go Yeezus and then Ye. Did I forget any album?
No, I don't think so. Now, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. For Donda, he had a full slate of artists at his disposal, correct?
Always does.
Always does. Some of the biggest and brightest names, some of the best names, some of your best MCs. Lil Baby, Da Baby, Pusha T, Jay, everybody. Mike, did he not come to this city and lock himself down in a stadium?
Yeah.
So he had time and space.
What do you think about Jail? You mentioned the Baby and Jay-Z.
Hold on. So he had time and space. He had the slew of guest artists that he always has. How did the album really come out, Mike? You see what I'm saying about how it's fading? No, it used to be where if you gave him the slew of artists that you gave him and he locked himself down somewhere, well, the last time you got that was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
And so when people think that I'm running around talking about Donda, I'm looking at in relationship to how it got made, because that's the way My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy got made.
I want to say this.
And so that means the qualitative output has dissipated drastically.
I want to say this.
And so I don't want to hear this like genius shit or one of his narcissistic rants when there's not any music to back it up, Mike, because it's not funny anymore. Try different jokes. Tell him hug and kiss my ass.
Excellent.
X and O.
You know what? This is what I do want to say.
Where that at?
I think that the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy time period is one of the most impressive things I've seen in hip hop, in the sense where you have an album that many regard as the album of that decade. Yet there was this whole Good Friday thing going on where you had a whole bunch of songs, in my personal opinion, that should have made the album. I've never seen a situation where somebody cut records like My Mama's Boyfriend or Chain Heavy and you know what I'm saying, the Good Friday song, and didn't put them on the actual album, and the album still was regarded as the best album of that decade. That is
No,
phenomenal.
I remember it well, Mike. The only problem with that is that today I'm 42, and when he was doing that shit, I was 27 and 28.
Show and prove.
So I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I feel you.
And I'm not trying to hear any of his other shit.
You want to hear the music.
Right. This is supposed to be about the music first.
Yeah.
And that's what he keep forgetting.
And honestly,
he keep forgetting that.
Honestly, I see him as a cultural architect, but at the end of the day, if we talk about what is Kanye West a genius for, and did a poll on that, everyone would say the music, right? The conversation is him as a producer or artist. It's always going to be around the music. Now, obviously, he's a fashion guy and all that stuff. But the music, we need to understand that he's still a genius in music, and we need proof of that. And I agree with you on that. And if there was ever a time to show and prove that, it's now. And I think that we might be getting something. But if we do get something, we can't get something that's on a Donda level. Now, I like Donda. I think Donda has its high moments. But we know what the standard is when it comes to this individual. The standard is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, college dropout, graduation, late registration. Those are the standards.
Mike, back to the Glove interview right quick.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at, remember when Hit Boy had something to say about Kanye?
Right.
You see how this Pusha T thing is unfurled? And the separation between the two?
Right.
You know, and I know this now from talking to Glove, you know they seen this video footage long before we did, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
And so that's that shit that I'm talking about with him. It's like, no, like, respectfully, you're not Nas to this culture. Like, straight up. Because you're not rooted in this culture the way that he is, quite frankly. Some of that is demographics. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But understand that, like, the arrogance and the narcissism is to a point that it's like, oh no, I handed Pusha T that. Oh, Nas was off beat. Nigga, you ain't made a good album in 13 years. Why don't you worry about that shit? Why the fuck you sitting up here running your mouth about that? You ain't made nothing good in 13 years. Can we talk about that shit right there? Can we not talk about your personal problems so goddamn much, Mike? Can we not talk about your political views so goddamn much, Mike? Can we not talk about your new wife looking like a makeshift of your old wife? Can we not talk about how some factions do not want you to succeed? Can we talk about the fact in this hip hop circle that you ain't made nothing fucking dope in 13, almost 14 years? Why the fuck we not having that conversation about you? Why it always got to be about some other shit?
Interesting. And listen,
why?
As a Kanye
if
fan,
he's such a genius, you see what I'm saying?
As a Kanye fan, I can't be a hypocrite.
Ain't no music to back it up.
Yeah.
This nigga's not Tupac. Because for all Tupac's turmoil, the songs is there.
We got the music.
Records is there. Albums is there. It's been over a decade of this bullshit.
Yay, we need the music. Dot with the super chat says, Kanye really disrespected. He said, Kanye really disrespected Big Sean after all that platinum records Sean gave good music.
Man, Kid See Ghost ain't like that either. Cuddy will tell you Kid See Ghost ain't like that.
Nah, it ain't. It ain't got its moments, but nah.
It's got some moments. It's got some great beats on there.
But web visibility.
The producer in him, like the genius producer in him might still exist because we have Daytona.
Yeah. In recent
But this artist shit and this and I made this and I'm this nigga. No. You talking about my late 20s, fam.
Web
I'm in my
visibility
40s now.
Web visibility with the super chat.
Where were you in my 30s when I needed you, Kanye? Damn you.
Coop's going in. Web visibility with the super chat.
Took a decade off. Mike, this nigga just took a decade off from making quality music and he up here running his mouth like he literally is Lord. No.
Let me get to these super chats real quick. Web visibility says, Coop, Follow Stretch My Hand is still remembered off of The Life of Pablo. No parties in L.A. with Kendrick Lamar's Fire. Life of Pablo is really a dope album. It has Fade on there too. It also has what's that song with Charlie Wilson? That shit's great. Ab Studios, AB Studio, the super chat says, I
Life of
respect.
Pablo is average at best, Mike. Maybe slightly above, and definitely not up to his standard.
My favorite song on Life of Pablo, personally, the one I play
Like
the
to thank
most.
you for making an album that's not whack. Whoop whoop, motherfucker.
The one I play the most is 30 Hours. I love 30 Hours. AB Studios with the super chat says, I respect your opinion, but Donda and the Life of Pablo and Yeezus outstream all of the rap albums on a daily basis. 1 million plus per stream on each day. Numbers don't lie.
The average person is stupid. Next.
Numbers lie all the time, but yeah, I feel them. I mean,
especially in these days and times, Mike, they've literally changed the streaming rules more than we've changed sets of the podcast in the last 3 years. Talking about some damn numbers. Give a damn.
Mr. J. Davis with the super chat
says, sitting good. I don't care what nobody says. It was bad then, it's bad now.
Mr. J. Davis with the super chat says, my problem with the Life of Pablo is that it was released unfinished. He updated the album every week. Imagine if someone like Nas was able to do that with I Am. Now, I think that is a great point Mr. J. Davis has. And to your point, Coop, that's what we've been getting from Kanye over the past 10 years, pretty much. Unfinished product. That happened with Donda. It did. And I'll sit there and admit that. I think even in that period during 2018 when we got Ye and we got Nasir, these are unfinished products, it feels like. And yes, we do need a finished product from Kanye West. Now, I will give you that. Leroy Green with the super chat says, Mike, Ye's music is a mix of great artists all working together for him. But when you start talking crazy politically and racially, black folks move away. I'm going to say this. I mean, I know that's what we got from Ye in the past. I think a lot of that was him wanting to kind of spread his wings. I think the producer in him always wants to reach out to artists and here's a beat and here's that artist and wants to put them there. But I think that Kanye can make an album by himself that can generate, interest. He proved that with Graduation. Now, if he can do that now, I don't know. But I'm just saying, he's proven in his career that it's been able to be done. I think Graduation is his most successful effort, too.
And kudos to him for that.
Yeah.
Because it's really the only one that you would qualify as a real solo mission, too.
That and Yeezus and all. Yeah, but yeah, I got you. Yeah.
The classic stuff.
808s and Heartbreaks is a solo mission pretty much, too. But yeah, when it comes
classic,
to the rap shit.
But okay.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's not even 808s level anymore.
So
that's like level 5.
You don't think that Kanye has it in him to make a classic rap album in 2023?
If we've been talking this shit about Kendrick and Eminem, Mike,
yeah,
what makes him so different? Because he's Kanye. That's my problem with it. It's like, no, we've been out here handing out hall passes to this nigga, and I've even said on this show, no, he got mental health issues. He need to go take care of that. Want some evidence of the mental health issues? Go watch the footage.
Well, yeah, I mean, he even speaks to that. I mean, one of the things that when I get that kind of footage from him,
do something about it. Stop just talking about you got him and go do something. Shit.
What do you think his outlet is? It's probably the music. His outlet.
Too old to be doing this shit. Go
get
some help.
I believe he can come with
Go make some good music. You talking about you need to get rid of good music because it's just good, nigga. You ain't made good music in a long time. The fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, because he wants to be great.
He ain't been great in a long time. That's what I keep trying to tell you. He's had one great moment in the last 13 and a half years, and that is him executive producing great Daytona. How many people have had great moments in the last 13 years, Mike? Because you get what I'm saying?
No,
it's like, no,
fair.
that ain't cutting it. No.
Because 13 years.
They got no hall passes. We didn't talk about. I didn't talk this shit about Kendrick the way I have. You didn't talk this shit about Eminem. Oh hell no, nigga. Get your ass in this circle with them and dance, nigga.
I can actually say
do something. Make a beat.
Of the three, I would definitely give him the edge of being able to make a classic album first. I think Kendrick's just kind of done, and I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I do.
You sound wild saying that you think Kendrick is done, but Kanye isn't. That's wild.
Because I think that Kanye still piques the interest. I think that the things that Kanye is great at doing, he could still pull off. I don't know what other stories Kendrick can tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think musically, I think Kendrick's kind of, I don't want to say behind, he's kind of sonically out of touch with
What is
the hip
Kanye
hop.
right now, though, Mike?
I don't think that Kanye's out of touch sonically. I mean, you could hear some of the stuff that he does musically that doesn't even come out. And, you know, what we heard on the Jesus is King 2 leaks. That was some quality stuff. I mean, you didn't hear from there that he still has it in him to make some quality hip hop material?
Do we
No?
have any evidence?
Not enough evidence there, huh?
Do we have any evidence?
Well,
Because if the life of Pablo, like, how about this? When people have to use the life of Pablo to hold this man up in the modern era, well, you know you're making my point for me at that point, right?
man, we got like 440 votes on this Magic and Killer Mike Michael
You
thing.
understand words coming out my mouth.
And people voted 85% Magic 3 over Michael. And that's like.
That was going to happen in this room anyway.
But with 400 something votes? All right, I'm going to put a poll in here. Is Kanye done? Yes or no? I'm going to say, is Kanye West done musically? And I want to see where people go from here.
I got to slide in a few minutes.
Okay.
Birthday behavior is about to be
Of course.
in
No,
effect.
we don't want to hold your birthday up, man. We appreciate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, we were able to chop it up and have a birthday episode anyway.
Mike, he just left us in our 30s. You understand that?
You're right. What are people saying? Is Kanye West done musically? Yeah, people are
I guess
saying
you got
that.
Watch the Throne, Mike. Watch the Throne in Life of Pablo. Yippee-ki-yay.
I'm not even counting Watch the Throne, but, you know, I feel you. But that's kind of the last time we heard Kanye sounding like Kanye, because I feel like he sounds like the Ye we know on Otis and stuff like that.
Hey,
he out-rapped Jay on that album.
I'll be the first one to step out and be like, great album, Kanye. My bad, homie. Like I always do.
Yeah.
Like Talib, be like, man, can't stand Talib. What you think of that Black Star? 5.
The Black Star was
Because I'm honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying about it. And honestly, he need to do better.
I think he can, and he does. And I agree with you. I think we're both on the same page with that.